we've been heating.
All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Welcome to our November meeting. We did have a brief executive session for personnel and contracts prior to this evening's meeting. We'll start tonight by reviewing and approving the meeting minutes from our last meeting, which was October 14th. Do we have any questions from the board on those minutes? Okay, so Craig and Mr. Secretary, that's approved. And we had no presentations tonight, Secretary?
None this evening.
Okay. So next we'll move on to committee reports, finance and operations.
All right. We don't have a lot. Kyle reported on some minor repairs that were done in the district, and Tracy talked about the AFR that they're working on now and gave us some highlights on the state budget that was recently passed. And that's it.
All right, thank you. Next, personnel and policy.
Hi there. So we had a few second reads that we're recommending move forward. They were no further changes. They're 816, 828, and 830, and 830.1. You've all seen those before. We also had some further clarification on the medical-related policies, 209.2, 822, and 823. The team did give some further clarification that's been added into the policies. Those are first read this time. We recommend they move to second read for the next meeting. And then we reviewed 5 first read policies as well. And we have some selections that are very much in line, particularly on policy 903, which is public participation at board meetings. PSBA just has an updated version of that. We've aligned it against our current best practices and our current policy, just to make sure that that's clear. So I will give Craig all of the changes to add, and then we recommend that these all just move to second read at the next meeting. You'll be able to see all the cleaned up policies, but otherwise no changes from the committee. Everything is very straightforward.
Thank you. Next, curriculum did not meet this evening, so no report out there. Do we have extracurricular update this month?
Yes, we do. We met this past month. Mr. Ferriello gave a presentation about he has started a weight room which is off of the gym at Rowe. He's had about 35 to 45 kids stay. These are middle school kids, stay with him to lift weights. He is looking to buy about $7,500 worth of equipment. Mr. Schmeg is going to be looking in his building budget to help that out. They're going to be looking for donations and possibly coming to the board with any additional funds that they might need after that. Mr. Wright and Mrs. Gillian have stepped up, and they're going to be helping him man that. Right now they're doing it voluntarily. They're just there to help out the kids and with a weightlifting program, and it's been going very successful so far. The junior high boys and girls basketball has a very high turnout, over 30 kids in each. So we are recommending that we hire a second paid coach for those two teams. They're going to have basically 20 kids on the traveling around to compete with NTL, and the other paid coach is going to stay back and have like inter-squad games and working on the skills for the kids that didn't travel that night. We interviewed 3 candidates for the girls head wrestling coach, and you'll see on the agenda tonight that we recommended Don Barrett for the head coach position. And we received the 2026-2027 classifications for PIAA. We are moving to 4A in boys basketball, which is down 1 class. We're moving down for football to 3A. We're moving down to 2A for boys golf, to 2A for boys track and girls track, and to 2A for boys wrestling. All the rest of them appear to be staying the same as what they are currently. And that concludes the report.
Thank you. Next, Dr. Stage for your report.
Thank you. I reserve some time at the end, if you don't mind, but the only thing I'd like to say today is this week we celebrated Veterans Day on Monday, November 10th. There were programs that went out through every building, but I do want to highlight and thank the high school. They put on a breakfast, and then they do an assembly, and they have a veteran speak to the students. It's always important and impactful. I did not stay for that one because I was also invited to the middle school, where Mrs. Cooper and I attended an assembly where some of our veterans spoke why they served, and the keynote speaker was Mrs. Stacy Garrity, our state treasurer, who also is a veteran herself. But that was a really wonderful experience, and I'll stand by we take Veterans Day off to make sure that we remember and thank our veterans, and we'll probably try to continue that in the future. Secondly, the only other thing I'd like to mention, and I'll reserve some time at the end if you don't mind, is we did get a state budget, and while that doesn't solve all the problems, I'm grateful that we now have some expected revenues that we can keep the district open and running without any loans or anything like that. So details on that are a lot, and we'll talk about that more probably in December or at another date. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Stage. We have no report for the Blast IU this evening, so next is the Career Center. Mrs. Cooper?
Yes, sir. The Career Center does NOCTI exams, which is technical exams for the path that they're in. Beginning of the year, they do a placement exam or a practice exam. They had over 90% of the students score 90 or above in that, and then that 10% is what they work on for the end of the year. The Northeast Bradford building construction students from the Career Center built the stage for their play at there. Cosmetology is open for haircuts, nails, and other. The Blue Fountain is also open, and they serve lunch 3 days a week. You can contact them, and they can let you know how much it is. And I also attended another meeting. Lackawanna College is going to be scholarshiping fully electricians. And I went to look into finding out a way that possibly we can get some more money into the Career Center for also our trade with electricians too. So that's kind of on the horizon, hopefully sooner than later, and have some more scholarship money for there for next year.
Very nice. Thank you. PSBA, Mrs. Smart?
The only thing I was just gonna note was the state budget being passed, but Mr. Stage beat me to it, so, yeah, I'm sure we'll hear more.
It's all good news.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So next we have the Solicitor's report, Mr. Barrett.
There's several assessment appeals that are pending. The appeal, which is dragged on for a year or two, got continued. We had a pretrial scheduled for 2 weeks ago, and it was continued because the courthouse lost power. It's been rescheduled for early January. So I'll let you know about that. That's the only thing I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett. All right, next we'll move into our first visitor comment section. This is any visitor comments for board action items. So there'd be any agenda items tonight. Do we have any visitor comments on any agenda items? Okay. Next, do we have a motion and a second for financial business?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have our typical financial items, our listing of the bills, our general fund checks, our cafeteria bills, our earned income tax, our treasurer report, and then we have our fund balance, financial results, our Act 1 resolution, our student activity reports from the high school as well as the junior high. Junior high is for the past few months. Dr. Sage, anything of note?
Yeah, I just want to bring attention to two items. One is the memo from Mrs. Gilland to use the fund balance. Whenever you have to take money out of your fund balance, you need board approval. So in her memo, she states that we exceeded our expenses our expenses exceeded revenues by $1.893 million. And she requests that we use our fund balance out of the assigned areas such as the retirement assigned fund balance, the health insurance assigned fund balance, and the unassigned fund balance in amounts that you see in the memo. This is just very standard when you need to request to have funds moved. So just following all the proper protocols and not moving money without your permission. The second thing on that list is the Act 1 resolution. Every year by December 30th, the school boards must pass, adopt, or opt out of the Act 1 resolution. So tonight, it is the recommendation of the administration that you adopt the Act 1 resolution, that you certify that you will not go above the Act 1 index, and that is the local cap for local taxes. And for this year, the adjusted index for Athens Area School District is 5.1%. And that is the recommendation of administration to approve that resolution. That's all according to in financials.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions from the board on those items? Okay, Dr. Sage, we'll go for a vote.
I forgot. Mr. Cheresnowski,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick's not here, Mr. Owen,
Yes.
Mr. Rude,
Yes.
and Mrs. Smart.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay. Next, do we have a motion and a second for personnel?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so this evening we have our typical personnel listing, which this month includes a few support resignations, a long-term subcontract, a student custodian, athletic contracts for the assistant varsity boys wrestling coach and the varsity girls wrestling coach, and then several athletic volunteers. Beyond that, we also have a request to approve a sabbatical, and then we also have the motion to authorize employment for candidates that may come up between the months of November and December before we meet next time. Dr. Stage, anything you'd like to add on?
No, these are pretty straightforward. The sabbatical request is met all the necessary requirements as outlined in PA School Code and the AAEA CBA. The motion that you see allows us to fill any non-administrative and non-professional staff positions, including support staff and extracurricular, prior to December 2nd, which is our next board meeting. But that will make sure that they all have their proper clearances and the board is informed, of course.
Retroactively, if any of them.
It'll all be retroactive, yep, of course. This just allows us to do business over the holiday if we have to.
Okay, any questions from the board on those 3 personnel items? Okay, Dr. Stage.
Who first and who seconded that? Did we do a first and second? John? Who was the second? I know, I'm losing today. Natalie. Oh,
Makes you
boy.
appreciate her.
Okay, sorry. Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee?
Yes?
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. Rude?
Yes.
Mrs. Smart?
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski?
Yes.
Okay, next, we have contracts and agreements. Do we have a motion and a second?
Make a motion to approve A and Table B.
I second.
Okay, so then we will be just voting on A, which is the Henry Dunn to provide the ACA annual reporting, and then we will table the salary freeze memo. Dr. Steve, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, this is the one time that I'm going to defer to Tracy because ACA is like solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded for me. Just push the bottom until it turns green. There you go, Tracy.
So this is an agreement with Henry Dunn for our annual ACA reporting. So it's those 1095Cs that go out every year now. So Henry Dunn does this service for us.
So it's the proof of health insurance.
What's that?
That's what shows the proof of health insurance? Is that what those?
That's
yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So it has all the health insurance information on it. That's it.
Okay. Any questions from the board on 10A? Okay, Dr. Staples, we'll go for a vote on 10A.
Yep. Mr. Frisbee?
Yes?
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. Rude?
Yes.
Mrs. Smart?
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Next, do we have a motion and a second for policies?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have all the policies that Mrs. Smart summarized during the policy update earlier. Is there anything you want to add there, Mrs. Smart, or did you cover it all in your earlier?
I think I've covered them all.
Okay.
And, yeah, I would just recommend we
Move forward as.
move forward as they are.
Okay. So we have several on here that are second read, as well as several that are first read. Looks like the first A through D are second read, E through L are first read. Any questions from the board on those items? Okay, Dr. Stage.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. Rude?
Yes.
Mrs. Smart?
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee?
Yes?
Okay, next, do we have a motion and a second for curriculum and instruction?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have 2 items here this evening. We have, first is the History Club overnight trip for next school year. And then we also have the Science Olympiad overnight trip for this coming school year in 2026. That's like January, February, and April of 2026. Dr. Stage, can you just provide maybe a little bit more on
Yeah.
those?
Yep, so as requested always, the History Club gets their trip in for the following year as early as possible so that students can raise funds. This actually is going to happen in the fall of 2026, and this is a trip they've taken before, and the cost is relatively low comparatively speaking to other trips. So I think it's a very, very highly requested trip, I think is why they chose that one. And secondly, the Science Olympiad, is traveling to State College for SOAPs, which is a gigantic science Olympiad competition. It's one of the largest ones next to states. And they typically fund a lot of that themselves. So.
And same with the,
Yeah, the History Club trip is fully funded by students.
fundraising.
Yep, all. And trust me, they fundraise.
Yep.
Come to a kids' night out. That is bananas.
Is this trip to London the one they normally would do in May, I think it was in the past? Or is this in replacement of that, or are they gonna?
So this would be their one international trip,
All right.
rather than them taking a mini trip like they
Then
just took
in
to
May,
Pittsburgh.
they
They
might
might
do
do
the
a small
local
one,
one
right,
that
the
they
local one.
normally go to.
I think the last time they went to London, they butted that up with Boston. So I don't
Alright,
know if that's what
yeah.
they'll do, but they did Boston in the spring, which probably is beautiful.
Okay, any additional questions from the board on those two items? Okay, Dr. Stage?
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Owen,
Yes.
Mr. Rude,
Yes.
Mrs. Smart,
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski.
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next, transportation, do we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have two items here. First is the driver list. We're just adding one substitute bus driver with Chambers. And then our updates to our contracted daily rates for this school year. Dr. Steve, can you just summarize what the updates are? I think
Yeah.
the ones that were highlighted in yellow.
Yeah, so the updated ones are representative new vehicles that we replaced and put into, they've replaced and put into rotation. So that does change the rates. I do think they went up a little bit in those ones, in those areas too. And,
They're probably, we approved it last month.
yeah,
Buses,
yep,
right?
and they're, yep, and I think one of them had to be recalculated, so that was it. Because I think the route changed. Pretty standard.
All right, any questions from the board on those two items? Okay, Dr. Stage?
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Owen,
Yes.
Mr. Rude,
Yes.
Mrs. Smart,
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski.
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Tricked you.
Check yourself.
I tricked myself too.
All right, next, do we have a motion and a second for buildings and grounds?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have one item here, and this is a request for $5,816.27 to purchase 4 natural gas heaters.
For where?
What building are they for? The maintenance building. So the reason why typically we wouldn't, if this was already a budget item, we would not be asking, but because we have to use the capital project fund reserve, this is why it needs board action. And this is just to keep the maintenance from freezing up.
Is it replacing heaters that are in there right now, or is it just?
Yeah, they're pretty antiquated. The important part of that is we do keep a lot of our winter equipment in there, and keeping them at climate controlled is important for all the things we do in the winter. Plus,
Do we install them, or do we have to pay for installation? We'll do them. Okay.
they're gonna do the work.
Okay, any other questions from the board? Okay, Dr. Stage?
Mr. Rude,
Yes.
Mrs. Smart,
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski.
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Owen.
Yes.
Approved.
Okay. All right, so we have nothing in the other section this evening. That brings us to our next visitor comment section. Do we have any visitor comments this evening? Yeah, all right, go to the microphone, please. When you come up, if you could just give your name and the township and the borough that you represent, or the organization, and then also the subject matter. It's requested that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and if it's a comment to a relative or private student matter, that should be handled afterwards with the superintendent. So, 3 minutes is all yours.
You might have to click it on the side, Mr. Van Vliet. Push it up towards you. There you go.
There.
That doesn't take out of my 3 minutes, does it?
No, no.
You're good. All right, my name is Tom Van Vliet. I'm with I live in the municipality of Athens Township. I'd just like to touch base quick on wrestling. within the district. I'm a little late doing this. I promised my daughter I'd do this a year and a half ago, and I'm behind. So just quickly, my daughter in the fall of 2023 decided to join the wrestling team, and I knew nothing to very little about it, asking her if she was going to end up wrestling boys, and she said, no, there's a girls team. So at that time, I knew nothing about the coaches. Through the process, I came to know Coach White, Jay, his son David, and Mr. Rich Davidson, the three coaches. They instilled a work ethic in my daughter that was unsurpassed by any coach that I've been around or seen her take part in, and we both engaged in sports our entire lives. Coach White, David, and Mr. Davidson taught her grit, resiliency, how to perform under pressure, and took a young lady who was slightly lost, slightly broken, and pretty stubborn, and taught her that it was okay not necessarily to fail, but to learn from your failures, and taught her a work ethic and taught her the means to do that, which allowed her, by the end of the season, to turn out to be a district champ for Athens. The point of me being here is to stand up in front of everybody and thank Jay White, Coach Davidson, and David White for being probably some of the most proficient, prolific coaches that I've had a chance to be around, and fostering a sense of family and community that I didn't know could exist in a sport. There was no politics, no drama. It was truly an enjoying time to be there and to take part with everyone involved. They taught all the girls that I saw not only respect for themselves, respect for their team, respect for their school, but respect for those that they were wrestling against. I just want to say I really appreciate all their time, everything that their family gave up to allow them to coach the kids. And my daughter's not only a better young lady for that, but a better athlete and a better human being as far as her being able to know all three of those fine individuals. So hopefully I was under the time.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Yes, for sure.
Do we have any other visitor comments this evening? All right, thank you. So next, we have just some board communication items that do not require a vote. Some transfers, our Sunday facility use report, field trip request, overnight athletic request for wrestling, and our enrollments. That next brings us to board discussion items. Dr. Sage, would you like to do your report out?
Sure. Yeah, unless anyone else has any remarks. So this is always a interesting time of year because as elections go, we bring in some new fresh faces, but we also have to say goodbye and thank you to some others. So tonight I'd like to thank Mrs. Cindy Cooper and Mr. Kevin Rude for their service to the Athens Area School District. Over the years of your service, it's been evident that you have been committed to being a part of a team, to advocating for all the things that you feel were right, to moving our district forward, and to having the hard conversations in front of people and also behind some doors. And I know you got paid $0, and I know you probably had more migraines than you ever imagined, but you certainly will be missed. You always have our number, you will always have our ear, and thank you for your time. I truly appreciate both of you, so thank you both. I'm done.
All right. Do we have any other board discussion items this evening? Okay, well, that is it. So our next meeting is actually going to be our reorganization meeting on Tuesday, December 2nd, right here. That's going to be at 7 o'clock, and we have committees prior to that at 6:15. We do not have a need for an exec session since we went beforehand, so do we have a motion and a second to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.